Dear researchers, as promised, I'm here with the part one of my steps to conduct a systematic review, where I'm going to talk to you about defining the research question in my part one. And I've come with up a professor's guide and an added sprinkle of AI magic. So stay tuned till the end of the video. How to define a phenomenal research question? Remember, this is your research journey. So you have to fill it up with genuine curiosity. Are you fascinated by the psychology of procrastination? Maybe you're curious about the impact of social media on sleep habits. Pick a topic that excites you. But don't reinvent in the wheel. Look for areas where existing research has unanswered questions or conflicting results. So identify a topic gap in knowledge. Talk to experts. You may browse academic journals or explore online resources for that. The PICO. So you must get specific with the PICO, which is the population intervention comparison and outcome for your research study. The framework actually keeps your question focused. So let's do this with an example. Say you are curious about social media and sleep. So here's how PICO can help you. For the population, we can keep like teenagers. I will define it as 13 to 19 years old. Then spending intervention, which is whether they're spending more than 2 hours daily on social media platforms. As a comparison, I can keep a group which is spending less than 30 minutes daily on social media platforms. And the outcomes, I can see the sleep quality, which can be measured by a standardized sleep question. So I hope you get how to be really specific with the PICO while defining our research question. Now, instead of keeping it in a very statement form like sleep, social media affects sleep, we can rather ask or frame it in a question form where we can ask, does spending more than 2 hours daily on a social media platform negatively impact sleep in teenagers compared to those who spend less than 30 minutes daily? So ideally, the research question should not be a statement but a question form. And lastly, you must ensure that the research question is feasible. So you must consider the available resources like time, budget, and the data you can realistically collect. Now I have a cautionary tale for you where you can be really understand that research question is the cornerstone of your project. But crafting a good one can be a real head scratcher. So some common roadblocks that researchers face and how to overcome them. And the first one is paralysis by overwhelm. And what do I mean by that? I mean to say that you frame a research question which is too broad. Because you're excited for a broad topic, say like education. And here what is important is that you cannot specifically pinpoint a question. So what you can do here is you can start by brainstorming. Jot down everything that interests you about that particular topic and then gradually narrow it down. So if I talk about, maybe you are curious about the impact of technology in classrooms, and maybe you can frame the question in such a way that how can we improve education? You can try it by saying, does incorporating educational apps improve student engagement in maths classes compared to traditional teaching methods? The another common roadblock that researchers face is they get too specific with the research question. When you get too specific, it becomes really difficult for you to come to a relevant research. So you can consider for the feasibility of your research question. Can you realistically access the data you need with that research question. Maybe instead of a rare type of therapy, you could focus on a broader category, right? So example could be many. Now, third common problem that researchers face are the wording views. Maybe a question is unclear, it is unambiguous, it is not something specific what you're trying to find out. So you must try to avoid that. You should be precise, you should define the key terms and clarify the directions of your question, whether you're looking for a positive impact or a negative. Instead of asking a question like, does exercise help with health? You can frame the research question like, does participation in regular aerobic exercise programs improve cardiovascular health in middle-aged adults? And the last important point is, another important point is you are not considering existing knowledge. So because you haven't done a preliminary literature review and a question might overlap with the existing one. So what you need to do here, you need to do a quick search for the relevant studies. This can help you to identify the gaps in knowledge and also refine the question to build upon an existing research. Lastly, your question is overall the place and doesn't have a clear focus. So you can use the PICO framework, as I mentioned earlier, to structure your question. This helps you define who, what, when, and how of your research. Lastly, developing a great research question takes time and effort. Don't be afraid to bounce off your ideas with your professors, your librarians, your peers. A well-defined question is a key to a successful research journey. So, take your time, refine your focus, don't be afraid to seek guidance. The last, which is the important part which you all have been waiting for, are the AI tools that can help to craft a stellar research question. So for the topic exploration and literature reviews, we have lots and lots of database available on the net, which like Google Scholar, Semantic Scholar, and other PubMeds and all. Now, AI-powered literature review tools like Cite and Thinka, they really help you with the literature review. And for some brainstorming and question refinement, you can go definitely visit the Elicit. Remember, while AI tools can be incredibly helpful, it is important to use them critically. They shouldn't replace your own research expertise and critical thinking skills. Till next time, bye-bye, take care.